Good morning and welcome to your rejuvenation practice today. If you have a rolled up blanket or a block, come to a seated position and sit comfortably on the edge of the blanket, feeling that grounding of the pelvis falling forward. Relax the eyes, relax the breath. Sit in stillness, but not rigid, and be the observer of the breath that naturally flows within, your life force. And in this practice, may you find peace in your heart and healing in your soul. We'll begin practice today with a mudra meditation. Mudras can change how you breathe. We'll do a little exercise by bringing the hands together and rubbing them together, and then opening them up, palms up, and feel the energy radiating from them. You can do it again if you like, rubbing the hands together and allowing the hands to fall to the knees, feeling the energy vibrate from them. Sit comfortably, being aware of this vibration. Maybe try reaching the fingers out, hands out, and rubbing the tips of the fingers together, and then allowing the hands to fall to the knees, palms up, and feeling this vibration tingle in the fingers. Notice if you're feeling any positive effects, refreshing for your breath and brain waves. Let's do another exercise by spreading our hands out, both hands nice and wide, and taking a long, deep inhalation in, feeling how the chest expands and how full the breath is. And then close the hands tightly into fists and exhale all breath out. Bringing your hands down to your knees and just sit comfortably. Relax the breath. Keep the eyes soft. And then reach the hands out either side like cactus arms, spreading the fingers nice and wide, and breathe all breath in long and deep. The diaphragm descends, the chest expands, and in your own time, send all breath out fully, maybe with an open mouth to release, let go. Releasing the hands back down to the knees in a fist. Continue the same pattern on your own, another few times. And then place the hands spread wide, gripping onto the knees, feeling a grounding sensation. Now turn the hands up, facing the sky. Curl the pointer finger under the thumb and leave the other 3 fingers out wide. This is our conscious seal. Connect back with the breath. Close the eyes. In this mudra, we check in with our higher self. It lifts dull energy, calms the mind, and brightens your overall mood. Now let's take the hands and place them back down onto the knees, breathing all breath out, grounding. And then take the thumb and finger like the conscious seal and turn it down onto the knee, recognizing the lower breathing space. Creating a fist and placing them down onto the knees recognizes the upper breathing space. And joining the fists together in front of you recognizes all 3 breathing spaces. You can continue to move the hands like this, spreading the fingers wide, grounding the hands down in a fist-like motion, placing your conscious seal mudra, gripping into the knee for your lower breathing space. Notice when you breathe in each one of these mudras how different the breath is, clasping like a fist and grounding down with the knee. Is that in your upper breathing space? Joining both fists together in front of you. Are you feeling a full breath when you inhale in? Sit now with your inhalations and exhalations. Just feeling comfortable with your breath, having your hands any way you choose. Breathing those inhalations in, feeling the cool sensations in the nose, and then exhale all breath out. Now let's open our eyes and start to move. Come to all fours, knees under the hips, hip width distance apart, hands under the shoulders, shoulder width distance apart. And we'll do some cat-cow poses to wake up the spine, allowing the belly to dip, broaden through the chest and look up. And as you exhale, send all breath out, rounding the spine, arching up, arching up, arching up. Allow the belly to dip, curl the tailbone, broaden through the chest, looking up. Exhale all breath out as you round the spine, arch up, gaze down at the belly button. Inhale in, lower the belly, curl the tailbone, broaden through the chest, look up. And exhale, arching up, arching up, arching up. And let's come to a nice long spine. And let's press back into puppy pose. So our hips are up and away. Nice long spine, arms are outstretched in front of us, broaden through the chest. Allow the head to relax. Keep your inhalations and exhalations nice and smooth. Breathing in long and deep and exhaling out long and deep. If this is uncomfortable on your knees, you can always be in downward dog or have a blanket under the knees. Coming back to all fours, and if you're not already there, press back into downward facing dog. Again, step the heels out, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe to wake up the calf muscles, hamstrings. And then rest and breathe. Look forward between the hands, step or jump forward to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, exhale, fold over the legs. With bent knees, inhale, raise the arms up towards the sky, lengthen through the knees, lengthen through the spine, and bring the hands together in prayer position. Sun salutations to warm up the body. Let's set an intention for bringing you to your mat today. Breathe that intention in. And exhale what you'd like to achieve in the practice out to the universe. And then inhale, raise the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, send all breath out. With bent knees, fold torso over the legs. Allow the head to hang. Inhale, come up, halfway lift. And then exhale, step back into your high plank or lower the knees. Move through the hands like a lizard. Coming into your cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale, send all breath out, moving back into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. You can step out again if you like. Have bent knees or straight heels closer to the earth. We're all different in these poses. It's wherever your body's feeling comfortable. Step or jump forward to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold with bent knees, torso over the legs. Allow the head to hang. Then inhale, come up with raised arms, reaching towards the sky. Feel the length in the spine. Broaden through the chest, hands together in prayer, and back down to the heart center. Toes are touching, heels are slightly apart. Checking in once again with your intention for bringing you to the mat today. Taking your inhalations in again, raising the arms up towards the sky. And exhale, fold all breath out. Come up halfway, lift. Hands on the fingertips of the earth. Step it back into high plank or drop the knees. Come through the hand just like a lizard. Gathering the elbows in towards the rib cage for your cobra, or move forward and up into your upward facing dog. Tops of the feet on the mat, knees or raised if you want to go up a little higher, and step it back into your downward facing dog. Maybe lion's breath your breath out here by sticking the tongue out on your exhalation and breathing all breath out. Step or jump forward to the front of the mat, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, fold over the legs. Coming up into your halfway lift, stepping back into high plank, dropping the knees, coming through the hands, moving the body up into your cobra or upward facing dog. Gently moving back into your downward facing dog. Long, deep inhalations in, exhalations out. Feel the length in the spine. Nice broad chest, hands are spread nice and wide, shoulder width distance apart, feet are hip width distance apart. Now we're reaching the right leg up behind us and stepping it forward between the hands. Come up slowly, hands on the thighs, and raise the arms up alongside the ears. Back foot's on a 45-degree angle in line with the mat, or point the toes forward to help the knee. Arms are raised up, keeping those inhalations and exhalations nice and smooth. Unfold into Warrior Two pose. Arms are out shoulder height, gaze is over right middle finger. If you look down, you should just see with the big toe of the right foot, that right knee is bent. We're strengthening and toning the legs, opening the chest. And now let's move into peaceful pose or reverse warrior, sliding the left hand down the leg as the right hand sweeps up and over. Then straighten through the front leg. We're practicing a vinyasa flow, so we're always moving, side tilting the pelvis over the right leg into Trikonasana triangle pose. Allow the right hand to fall to the shin, or just below the knee, reaching the left arm up. Try not to fold forward in this pose. We're really moving back. Now with our left hip is moving back and our right hip's moving forward. Breathe into the beautiful opening. Look up at the left hand or down at the right foot, wherever you're comfortable. Turn and face the wall directly in front of you. Legs are wide, arms are out cactus wise. Sort of press the chest forward and arch back a little bit. Then exhale all breath out and fold over the legs. And coming up halfway, placing the left hand down towards the mat and sweeping the right hand up and away, and just turning and looking off towards the right. And this beautiful twisting pose, getting our digestive juices going. Breathe in for 3 to 4 or breath out as you release the hands back down towards the earth. Relax the neck. Gripping onto the elbows and like a rag doll falling, shaking the head from side to side. Yes, yes, no, no. And then turning, looking towards the back of your mat. And this time we're moving into Warrior One on the other side. The left knee is forward, the right leg is back. The right toes are pointing slightly forward. And we're reaching up towards the sky. Arms alongside the ears. Always remembering your breath, your inhalations and exhalations to help steady you in the pose. Unfolding into your Warrior Two pose. Gaze down, can you see the big toe? Arms are out shoulder height. Just look behind, make sure that the back arm isn't off to the left or the right. And let's reverse the warrior, sliding the right hand down the back leg. Peaceful pose as we sweep the left arm, reaching towards the sky, up and over, feeling that beautiful length in the left side body. Try not to collapse into the right side waist. And unfolding the arms, straightening through the front leg, and with side tilting the pelvis, moving into Trikonasana triangle pose on the other side. Allowing the left hand to fall just below the knee. Right arm reaches. Try not to move the body forward. We're really moving that right hip back and left hip forward. Breathe into it. And unfold the arms. And point both toes towards the front of the room. And exhale, fold over the legs. Into wide leg, forward fold. This time reaching the right hand down. And the left hand sweeps towards the sky, twisting, feeling that beautiful squeeze of the organs in the left side body. Keep breathing those inhalations and exhalations long and deep. And unfold the arms. Turn and face the front of the mat. And allow left knee to fall towards the earth. Coming up into our Anjaneyasana or King Arthur pose, sweeping the arms up towards the sky. They can be shoulder width distance apart. The chest moves forward. A nice soft arch in the lower back. No dumping into the lower back. Really reach with the fingers. Feel that length in the spine. Allow the pelvis to feel heavy. And then allow the hands to fall to either side of the foot. And we're twisting, we're taking the left elbow and placing it on the outside of the right knee. Bringing our hands in prayer position, and we're just spearing our heads forward, keeping that long spine, and just turning and looking off to the right. Right elbow is up. Left elbow is down. Keep breathing. In your own time, unfold the arms. Come back to all fours. And let's press back into our puppy pose again. Allowing the chest to move towards the mat. The sit bones are up and away. Arms are out in front of you. Neck and head is relaxed. Feeling that beautiful length in the spine. If it's uncomfortable in your knees in any way, you can use your rolled up blanket to put them under the knees. Or you can be in downward facing dog, so you're off the knees altogether. Coming back up. This time, stepping the left foot forward between the hands. Raising the arms up towards the sky. Into our Anjaneyasana pose. Really feel the chest expanding, broadening through the chest, pressing that sternum forward, reaching with the hands, creating that beautiful length, but allowing the pelvis to feel heavy. Allow the hands to fall to the earth, and then move the torso forward and wrap the right elbow around the outside of the left knee, hands in prayer position, elbow up. Just turn and look off towards the left. Take some nice deep inhalations and exhalations here. Relax and unfold into the twist. Gently unfold the legs and step back in to puppy pose. Rest and relax. Breathe deeply. Inhale in, exhale out. And in your own time, come up and press back into downward facing dog. Really feel how those heels are maybe pressing a little closer towards the earth now that your body is warm. And when you're ready, step or jump forward to the front of the mat. We're going to fold over the legs and we're going to grip the big toes, like pistol grip them with the two middle fingers. And then exhale, fold torso over the legs. You can have bent knees if you like to start with. Inhale, lengthen through the spine a little more, coming up. And then exhale, fold and release into the pose. Feeling the length in the backs of the legs, the length in the spine. Gripping, holding on to the feet. And feeling the length in the arms. Relax and breathe. Inhalations in as you lengthen, exhalations out as you fold, maybe a little deeper. Relax, enjoy the pose. Release the fingers, bend the knees, and sit down like you're sitting down into a chair for chair pose, Utkatasana. Knees can be touching, toes can be touching, or you could have wide legs if you're more comfortable there. Then lengthen through the legs, reaching the arms up towards the sky. Press the chest forward, arch back a little or a lot. Just be kind to the spine. Use those arms, use those fingers to create the length. Send all breath out as you fold over the legs. Step back, come into all fours, and move through the body in like the lizard, coming up into your Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. And press back into your downward facing dog. Maybe lion's breath it out here. Take a long deep inhalation in, open the mouth, stick out the tongue and breathe all breath out. Now let's come to a seated position onto our mats. We're going to move into a pose called Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. So to start with, the knees are slightly bent out, legs are out in front of you. Place the hands behind you, create some length in your spine. Get long and tall, and then you can remove the hands if you want to, holding on to the legs or the feet. As you inhale in, lengthen, sending the sit bones back towards the back of the mat and fold over the legs. Try not to round the spine. We're all more about creating that beautiful length in the whole back body here, calf muscles, hamstrings, spine. If you're holding onto the feet, you're getting a nice little tone in the arms as well. Last breath, come up slowly. Now we're going to take our legs off the mat and we're going to come into wide legs, seated forward fold. So just like Paschimottanasana, you can bend the knees a little bit to start with. You can put the arms behind the backs to create length in the spine. And then reach around with the hands if you want to change the hand position, holding on to the legs or the feet. Send the sit bones back as you exhale. Send all breath out as you fold over the legs. We're creating a beautiful stretch in the inner groins and the spine and the calf muscles and hamstrings, glutes. And now we're going to move into Pavrita, wide legs, seated forward fold. So let's take the left elbow and place it on the inside of the left leg. So we're leaving the legs where they are. And we're side tilting the pelvis over the left leg, and we're sweeping the right arm up and over top of the head. Try not to let that right arm just dangle in space there. Really try and reach and lengthen through the arm. And let's come up and go to the other side. So placing the right elbow on the inside of the right leg, and we're sweeping the left arm up and over top of the head, reaching towards those right toes. Keep breathing, relaxing. As you inhale in, you'll lengthen through the side waist, side body of the left side, and as you exhale, you'll fold over the legs. One more breath and come up out of the pose. We're taking the right leg out and the left foot to the inside of the right leg for Janushirshasana pose. You can support the left knee by placing a block underneath it, or your rolled up blanket if you like. We're taking the right fingertips behind us and sweeping the left hand to the outside of the right foot. And then as you exhale, this is also called head to knee pose, but don't rush to place the head to the knee. As you inhale in, lengthen. As you exhale, fold. So you're pressing down to the earth with the left knee. You're pressing back and away with that left sit bone, and you're folding over the right leg. Breathe, relax. And come up slowly, leave the legs where they are. And now I'm going to bring the right elbow to the inside of the leg. And we're going to sweep the left hand up and over the head towards the right toes. Really open up towards the left, broaden through the chest. Really reach with those fingertips to feel that length as you side tilt the pelvis over the right leg. Breathe, relax. Now we're changing sides. Janushirshasana on the other side. Left leg is out, just and off to the left a little bit. Bring the right foot to the inside of the left leg. And taking the left fingertips behind you, get a nice length in the spine. Reach with the right hand to the outside of the lower leg or foot. And then exhale, fold over the leg. When we press down, remember you can support the right knee with a blanket or a block. Keep breathing, relaxing into the pose. Feeling that stretch, that beautiful stretch from the reaching of the right arm into the right side body. And as you exhale, fold over the legs. And the length in the straight leg, the muscles of the leg. And then come up slowly when you're ready. And we're going to take the left elbow to the inside of the left leg, and we're going to sweep the right hand up and over the head, reaching those right fingertips towards the left. Now really open up towards the right, sending the left hip under the body and the right hip back, and breathe, release, open and relax. We're going to move into a pose called fish pose. Let's lie down onto our backs and make your way down to the back. And bring the legs out in front of you. Or actually bring the legs up with the knees up first. And lift the body up, the buttocks up, and sweep the hands underneath the body, having the thumbs touching. And then lower the body down onto the hands, sweeping the legs out and pointing the toes. And as you point the toes away, lift the chest up. This is great for the quadriceps, the front body, the neck. But if you have a neck issue or back issue, could you please lie down? Just lie down on your back in Shavasana. Breathing, relaxing. You can also support the upper back with a block under the shoulders and a block under the head if you wanted to, or have a rolled up blanket or pillow from the lower back, all the way to under the head. Keep breathing. Shining the heart towards the sky, so you're opening up that front body, strengthening your back. If you're feeling uncomfortable in any way in this pose, you can come back and rest in child's pose if you like, or downward facing dog. Unfold out of the pose, releasing the arms. So rock the body forward, and then we're going to go into Halasana pose. So rock as you rock forward, and then rock back onto your shoulders and extend your legs up towards the sky. This is a supported pose, so we're holding on to the back with the hands. So if you're feeling uncomfortable in any way, or your neck is feeling uncomfortable, please come out of this pose and rest in child's pose. If you want to extend the legs behind you, you can as well. And of course, if you're new to yoga, then maybe you might just want to watch. Yes, always honor your body and never do anything that you're not comfortable with. So slowly release the legs, rock them forward, rock the whole body back up into a seated position. Now we're going to move into butterfly pose. So let's come to a seated position and bring your feet together. You can flap the wings of the butterfly, flapping the legs up and down. Some of us are going to have our legs up really high. That's perfectly fine. That's where we all start. Spread the toes apart and put the thumbs on the insides of the feet and wrap the hands around the outsides. You can use your elbows on the insides of the legs. And as you inhale in, create that beautiful length in the spine, and then exhale, fold forward over the legs. And let's bring the right arm up towards the sky, bend at the elbow. Place the left hand on the right elbow and slowly walk those fingertips down the back. Try not to dump into the neck. Create a nice long spine, look up, look forward. You can change hands then, raising the left arm up, right hand on the elbow, walk the left fingertips down the back. You can fold forward a little bit too if you like. Relax and breathe. Grip the hands back onto the feet and fold forward again in your Baddha Konasana. Pressing those sit bones back as you do. One more breath and then come up slowly, releasing the legs. This time we're going to move into a pose called crocodile pose, spreading the legs wider than the mat, stacking the right forearm, left forearm on top of each other, and relax the forehead to the arms. I'm going to do some long, deep inhalations in and exhalations out, a bit diaphragmatic breathing. Taking a long, deep inhalation in, stop when you feel that opening in the back of the throat. And as you exhale out, breathe it out long and fully, letting the breath empty. Relax the breath. And again, taking a long, deep inhalation in through the nose, long and deep. And as you exhale out, send all breath out, long and deep. Relax the breath. Do one more of those on your own. And then we're going to move into a pose called locust pose. So we're going to come up with the chest, have the arms alongside the body, just like you're flying, and you're lifting your feet up off the earth as well. Just the gaze is forward. One more breath. And then release, stacking the right forearm, left forearm, or left forearm, right forearm, wherever you like to be. Bringing the legs wider than the mat and resting back down into your crocodile pose. And as you take that inhalation in, expand the belly, feeling like a balloon expansion underneath you. And the lower back relaxes as you exhale all breath out. Stay there if you want to, or we're going back into locust pose, raising the arms up towards alongside the body. Feet are up. Come up as high as you can. Don't force coming up as high. You might be just a little bit off the earth. Keep breathing, relaxing. And one more breath and bring yourself all the way back down, stacking your forearms, legs wider than the mat, and back into your crocodile pose. Expand the belly underneath you and then send all breath out. Coming back into your third and final locus, or if you'd like to go into bow pose, if you're familiar with that pose, reach around, hold on at the ankles or sides of the feet. Come up with the chest, and I always like to lower the chin, and then as I inhale in, come up, broaden through the chest and kick the feet back. Shining that heart forward. Keep breathing. One more breath, and then release the hands. And let's come up and press back into child's pose. So toes are touching. Knees can be as wide as the mat, arms are out in front of you, so your sit bones are pressing towards the heels. Maybe you can't get them there, maybe you're up high like you are in puppy pose, that's perfectly fine. Eventually our sit bones will be closer to our heels. And never judge yourself. If you're new to yoga, you'll get there. And keep your inhalations and exhalations nice and smooth. Relax those shoulders, broaden the chest. And let's open up the shoulders a little, reaching the arms behind us, clasping onto the hands and elevating the arms up towards the sky, feeling that beautiful opening in the shoulders. And then release the hands. And now we're going to move back up, and we're going to move into a pose called camel pose. So the knees are hip-width distance apart. The feet are hip-width distance apart, so look around and make sure that they are. They're not touching, or a lot of us have feet off to one side. We're going to, and then spread the hands and place them behind the back. And we're squeezing those elbows in towards each other. We're pressing the chest forward and we're dropping the head. A little bit hard to breathe in this pose, but take little small sips of air through the nose. You're opening up all the front body here, the neck. Relax and breathe, sending those hips forward. They need to be in one line with the knees. One more breath and tuck chin to chest. Press back down onto the mat into your child's pose or puppy pose, wherever you'd like to be. If you're in child's pose, toes are touching and you're not familiar with it, knees can be wide or you can have them together. Arms are out in front of you, pressing those sit bones towards the heels. So it's that beautiful length in the spine. So we're flexing and extending the spine, moving the spine in one direction in a pose and then in another to release. Come back up into our second camel pose. Reaching around, holding on, or placing the hands on the sacrum. Pressing those hips forward, keeping them in line with hips and knees. If you want to, and you have a little bit more opening, and you can reach with the hands to the backs of the legs, but press that chest up and away. Release the head back. One more breath, and come back down. Flexing that spine in the other direction now. Pressing the arms out in front of you, and lowering the head. Keep your inhalations and exhalations nice and smooth. Keep breathing in, long and deep, and exhale, long and deep. Keep the inhalations in shorter than the exhalations. So when you exhale out, you're releasing long and deep and relaxing a little deeper. One more breath. Let's come up into our third and final camel. But if you're feeling like you need to rest in child's pose, just stay there, honor your body. Placing the hands behind the sacrum once again. Now, if you're familiar with this pose, we may like to go a little deeper, but remember, ask yourself why. We're stepping back, leaning back, chest forward, hips forward. Small sips of air through the nose, holding onto the backs of the legs. Or if you can release back, holding on to the ankles, keeping those hips pressed forward. Breathe into the pose. We don't want to be dumping into that lower back. One more breath, chin to chest, and let's press back into our child's pose. Beautiful spinal length. Breathe in As you press those sit bones back and breathe out as you send those hands forward. Release, feeling that beautiful length in the spine. One more breath. And let's come back up. And we're going to lie down onto our backs now for a bridge pose. So bring the knees up. Slightly move the heels a little bit closer to the buttocks, arms are alongside the body. And clasp the hands underneath the body. Press the pelvis up, sit bones up nice and high. Shoulder blades squeezing into the mat. Neck is relaxed. Shining that heart towards the sky. Keep your inhalations and exhalations nice and deep. If you'd like to raise the right leg up towards the sky, you can. Really press with that right heel towards the sky and the left heel towards the earth to create the stability there. If you raise the leg, press it back down towards the earth and raise the other one up towards the sky, the left leg. Or the right leg up towards the sky, I should say, sorry. But if you went the other way, that's where you're at. Pressing the heel towards the sky and the other heel towards the earth. One more breath and release, and then roll down one vertebrae at a time, all the way to the mat. And we're going to swing our legs up towards the sky for happy baby pose. So you can either hold on to the big toes of both feet or the sides of the feet and press the tailbone towards the earth. You have bent knees, and the knees are tracking towards the armpits. That beautiful spinal release. One more breath and release. The feet back down towards the earth and press back up, pelvis high, hips high towards the sky, clasping the hands underneath the body. Remembering to keep those inhalations and exhalations going. Keep breathing, relaxing, pressing that pelvis up high, hips high. If you'd like to raise the right leg up towards the sky, you can. And changing sides, raising the left leg up towards the sky. Pressing with that heel, heel to sky, other heel to the earth. And release the legs. And everyone roll down, slowly, slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Squeezing those knees into the chest. If you like, or go into happy baby pose. You can rock from side to side in this pose as well. Remember, you're holding on either to the big toes or to the sides of the feet. Holding on to the sides of the feet, pressing with the fingers into the feet, squeezing those knees towards the armpit as you lengthen the whole spine along the mat. Relax the feet, let go of the hands, and press back up in third and final. But of course, if you'd like to rest in happy baby or flip over and be in child's pose or downward dog, go for it. Press the hips up nice and high towards the sky again. If you're familiar with wheel pose, and if you'd like to go into this pose, place the hands underneath the shoulders, or just go into bridge pose like we've done before. But if you're moving into wheel pose, hands are underneath the shoulders, and you're gathering the elbows in and you're pressing up, straightening through the arms. Feel as if you have a ball or a block between the knees. You're squeezing those knees together. So the knees are moving in one direction and the chest is moving in another. If you're attempting to do this and you're feeling uncomfortable, if you've got any pinching and crunching in the back, please come down. A few more breaths. And then release chin to chest. And everybody roll down out of the pose, whether it be wheel pose or bridge pose. And swing the legs back up towards the sky for happy baby pose, holding on to the sides of the feet. Pressing those knees towards the armpit, the whole spine, tailbone pressing into the mat, creating that beautiful length. Rock from side to side if you'd like. And release the legs. Release the hands. We're getting closer to the end of the practice. We have just a few more poses before we end today. So rock around, bring the knees into the chest, give the lumbar area a nice little massage, rolling from clockwise to clockwise, anti-clockwise to anti-clockwise, if that feels comfortable on the spine. And rock the body forward. Let's come to a seated position, and we're going to move into a pose called Ardha Matsyendrasana pose. So get nice length in the legs, sit nice and tall. And let's take the left foot, and place it on the outside of the right knee. So the right leg is straight, toes are pointing towards you. And then just sweep the torso forward and wrap the arm around the right leg. So we're sweeping that left knee into the midline of the body. And then just turn from the belly, broaden through the chest, and look over the left shoulder. So the left hand and arm is reaching quite far back behind you. It's up on the fingertips of the left hand. We're squeezing those belly organs together. Keep those inhalations and exhalations going nice and deep. If you want to go a little deeper and sweep that right foot to the outside of the left thigh, go for it. Keep breathing, everyone. Relax. Enjoy the beautiful twist in the body. Squeezing those organs together. One more breath and release out of the pose. And now we'll move to the other side. This time the left leg is out straight and right foot's on the outside of the left knee. Sweeping the torso forward and wrapping the left arm around the outside of the knee, hugging it into the midline of the body. Remember to keep the straight leg straight and point the toes towards you. Let's turn from the belly, broaden through the chest, reaching those right fingertips behind you and just looking over the right shoulder. Try not to stretch the neck or feel uncomfortable that you're turning the neck too far in one direction. It's just a nice soft gaze over the shoulder. Keep a nice long spine. As you inhale in, lengthen a little bit more and maybe squeeze a little more, feeling those beautiful digestive juices working. If you wanted to sweep the left foot to the outside of the right thigh, go for it. If you don't have to, just stay where you are if you're enjoying this pose right where you are. Keep those inhalations and exhalations nice and smooth. And one more breath and release the arms, release the legs. Shake out the legs a little bit if you like. We're going to go into a similar pose, but it depends on you how far you can move into Gomukhasana pose. So we're taking that right foot and we're sweeping it to the outside of the left thigh. I want you to roll over onto the left thigh and sweep the left foot over towards the right. And just move the body forward, stacking both knees, and then ground down onto the earth. So ground down to the left side of the body. Now, if this is uncomfortable in any way, you can keep the left leg out straight. You don't have to have the knees stacked. And then we're going to sweep the right hand underneath the left into eagle arms and bring the arms up towards the sky. So really sit down, sending those sit bones ground down. And as you reach the arms towards the sky, lean forward a little bit. Keep breathing, relaxing. A few more breaths. And release out of the pose and change legs. So we're sweeping the right foot to the outside of the left thigh, and we're crossing the left knee over top of the right knee, sweeping the left foot over towards the right. So move the body forward again, stack the knees, and then sit over towards the right, grounding down both sit bones. And eagle arms, the left underneath the right. We're trying to drop that right shoulder down a little bit, squaring those shoulders, and then release the arms up a little. And just press down with the sit bones, pressing that left sit bone down and back. Move the body forward a little. Keep breathing, relaxing. You can always adjust in the pose if you're feeling uncomfortable. Couple more breaths. We're nearly into the final poses today. Unfold the arms, unfold the legs. And let's lie down onto your back and just relax, hugging the knees into the chest, giving yourself a nice little hug, rocking from side to side. And let's come into a supine twist. So bring the knees up into the chest. And then when you're ready, allow them to fall over towards the right. And as you reach your left arm up and back a little, and your left ear is tracked to the earth. And relax and breathe. We're slowing right down now. Feel that beautiful digestive juices in the organs as you twist. If you're feeling uncomfortable in any way with the shoulder, with the arm reaching out, you can adjust the arm. Just keeping those inhalations and exhalations going. And we're keeping our thoughts nice and relaxed. Acknowledge them, but let them float by like clouds in the sky. So we're going the other way now, bringing the knees back up into the chest and allowing them to fall. And the right arm reaches out and up. Right ear tracks towards the earth. Relax the neck. You can rest the left hand on the knees to soften them to the earth. Try not to have them holding them up high. Really try and relax them down towards the earth. Or place a pillow or a blanket underneath them to support them. And then unfold out of the pose, bring the knees into the chest, roll around clockwise, anti-clockwise, giving the lumbar area a nice little massage once again. And now we're coming into the final resting pose today. Don't skip this pose, it's one of the most important poses in yoga, to lie here and be with yourself. Into Shavasana, so allow the legs to flop open towards the sides. The arms are out, the palms are up. Oh, and if you have a blanket and it's cool, place a blanket over the body before you relax into Shavasana. If you had an eye pillow, and if you don't need a blanket, you can use the blanket over your eyes to just soften into the pose and relax a little deeper, having that darkness from the pillow or the blanket. So just let go, release, enjoy everything that you've achieved in the practice by resting here now and allowing the body to take it all in. Allow the feet to be relaxed, the toes relaxed, the ankles, the lower legs, the knees, the upper legs, the hips, the pelvis, the sacrum, all relaxed. The belly rises and falls naturally with every inhalation and exhalation. Relax the breath. Don't think about breathing in or breathing out. Your life force will go on feeding your body as it always does. Relax the lower back, the upper back, the chest. Relax the neck, front and back. Relax the shoulders, the upper arms, the elbows, the lower arms, the hands, the fingers. Let them let go, release, be soft. The facial muscles, relax them. Release the tongue from the roof of your mouth and relax your jaw. The back of the head is relaxed. The crown of the head is relaxed. Feel as if you're lying in a hammock. The body is floating weightlessly. Release deeper into the earth or ocean beneath you. Acknowledge the thoughts, but just let them go by. A beautiful saying from Moju, your heart is the light of this world. Don't cover it up with your mind. When you're ready, roll over onto the right side of your body and stay there in the fetal position for a few moments. It's always a lovely time to acknowledge your mother resting in this pose, how she carried you in her womb. Come back to a seated position where we began the practice today. Placing the right hand on the belly, the left hand on the heart. Checking in with your inhalations now and your exhalations. Are they relaxed, softened? And is your body energized, rejuvenated, at peace? Let's finish the practice today with 3-level breath. So sit comfortably with your hands any way you choose. I'll step you through first. We're going to take 3 small sips of air to the lower belly and hold for 3. 3 small sips of air to the lower ribs, hold for 3. And 3 small sips of air to the upper chest, heart, lungs, and hold all for a count of 8 and breathe all breath out. So take a long deep inhalation in through the nose and then breathe all breath out fully. Take 3 small sips of air to the lower belly, hold for 3 like you're sipping through a straw. 3 small sips of air to the lower ribs, hold for 3. 3 small sips of air to the upper chest, heart, lungs, hold all for a count of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe all breath out. Bringing the hands together in prayer. Checking in with your intention you made at the beginning of the practice today. Scan how the body feels. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. I hope you have a beautiful day or evening wherever you are in the world. As we always end the practice, acknowledging the soul in one to the soul in the other. Taking the hands together in prayer to the third eye, back to the heart center and bowing. Namaste. Take care. Keep smiling. And remember, prioritizing your well-being because you matter too.